You don't lose status in obvious ways. You lose it in signals, microsignals, nonverbal leaks, unconscious tells, the kind of things that Epictetus called impressions, the silent language that the soul speaks before the mouth opens. And here's the brutal truth. People are not listening to your words. They are reading your frequency. And if your frequency says, I need you to approve of me, your status collapses before you've said anything meaningful. Most people believe status is a thing you acquire: money, books, title, credentials. And that's why they lose it. Because status is not acquired. It is radiated. Seneca understood this. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. And the same is true for social status. The moment you chase status, you reveal that you don't have it. The moment you protect your image, you reveal that it can be damaged. True status is indifferent to itself. And that indifference, that unshakable calm, are what others perceiving as real authority. Let me show you something you've never noticed. There are two games being played in every interaction. The surface game, what is being said, the topic, the content, and the deep game, who is anchoring the frame, who is leading the emotional temperature, who is setting the pace. Most people only play the surface game. They focus on what to say, while ignoring how they are being read. And that is why they lose status without knowing it, because the deep game is being played, whether you are aware of it or not. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." Your status is not determined by what happens to you, but by what happens in you. The moment you look for approval, you drop your status. Not because people judge you consciously, because neediness is detectable. There is a frequency to it. It lives in the upward inflection at the end of a statement, the slight pause waiting for a reaction, the nervous laugh after sharing an opinion, the glance around the room after making a point. Each of these signals says the same thing. I'm not sure if I am enough. Please confirm it for me. And here is the Stoic truth. The approval you seek from others is a prison of your own making. Epictetus said, if you seek truth, you will not seek to be praised. The moment you need validation, you hand over the keys to your center. You become dependent on an external source for internal stability, and that dependency is visible to everyone but you. Solution: practice independence of judgment. When you share an opinion, let it stand. Do not fill the silence. Do not justify. Do not soften. Let your words exist without needing confirmation. This is not arrogance. This is groundedness. And groundedness is magnetic. The moment you explain too much, you signal uncertainty, because certainty is simple. Watch how low-status people communicate. They add context. They preempt objections. They soften their stance. They offer escape routes. I was thinking, maybe we could, if that makes sense. No pressure though. Every word after, I was thinking, is a subtraction of authority. Now watch how high-status people communicate. They state. They pause. They hold. This is what we're doing. That's it. Not because they're rude. Because they're clear. And clarity is a signal of certainty. Seneca wrote, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And you waste your power. Every time you over-explain. Every unnecessary detail dilutes your presence. Every justification weakens your position. The Stoic knows. A simple truth does not need defense. A clear position does not need elaboration. Solution: before you speak, ask, does this add clarity? Or does this add noise? If it's noise, cut it. Learn to say less, while meaning more. Let me show you how fast it happens. You're in a conversation. You laugh too quickly at something that wasn't funny. You over-explain your point because you want to be understood. You respond to a message. Within seconds, even though you were busy, you say yes to something. You wanted to say no because you didn't want to create tension. Nothing dramatic happens. No argument. No confrontation. But something shifts. Subtly. Invisibly. The next time you speak, someone talks over you. You notice it, but you don't say anything. Later, your idea is repeated by someone else, and they get the credit. You feel the sting, but you let it pass. By the end of the week, you feel smaller. Not because anyone attacked you, because you slowly surrendered your position, one small signal at a time. Marcus Aurelius warned, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and the color of surrender is barely visible at first, until one day, you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person who used to stand tall. The moment your goal becomes being liked, you lose authority, because respect does not come from approval. It comes from stability. And here is the paradox. The people who are most respected are rarely the ones trying to be liked. Think of anyone you deeply respect. Do you respect them because they made you feel comfortable? Or do you respect them because they were solid, unmoved by your opinion, steady in their position, committed to what they believed, whether you agreed or not? That is the source of true respect. Seneca said, if you want to be loved, love. But if you want to be respected, be worthy of respect. And worthiness is not about being nice. It is about being real. Solution: stop asking, will they like this? Start asking, is this true to who I am? The moment you prioritize authenticity over approval, your presence shifts. You stop adjusting. You stop performing. And people feel the difference. Not everyone will like you, but the ones who matter will respect you. The moment you look distracted, you disappear. No eye contact. Restless movement. Broken attention. Phone on the table. Eyes wander. Each of these signals says, I'm not fully here. There is somewhere else I'd rather be. You are not enough to hold my focus. And people feel this deeply, even if they never mention it, because presence is the most fundamental signal of respect and authority. When you are fully present with someone, you give them the gift of your attention. And attention is the most valuable currency you can offer. Epictetus advised, if you wish to be good, first believe that you are bad. But a more practical interpretation, if you wish to be present, first acknowledge how often you are not. Solution: practice single tasking. When you are with someone, be with them. No phone, no glancing around, no planning your next response. Just listening, fully, without agenda. This is rare. So rare that when people experience it, they remember it, and they associate that feeling with you. Presence is not loud, but it is felt. And what is felt is never forgotten. Here is the truth that most people cannot accept. People do not decide your status logically. They feel it. And those feelings come from patterns you repeat, not from what you claim. You can say, I am confident. But if you fidget, overexplain, and seek approval, your words are meaningless. Your behavior is the only language people believe. Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. And the same applies to status. Stop thinking about status. Become the kind of person who naturally commands it by removing the signals that erode it. This is why some people walk into a room and instantly command attention, while others walk into the same room and slowly lose presence without understanding why. It is not magic. It is not charisma. It is signal management. The first person has removed the behaviors that lower status. The second person is unconsciously repeating them. The difference is awareness. And as Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. The unexamined behavior is not worth repeating. So here is what you do. Remove the signals. Stop seeking approval. Speak without needing reaction. Stop over-explaining. State your position. Hold it. Move on. Stop reacting instantly. Breathe. Choose your response. Stop being always available. Guard your time. Protect your focus. Stop tolerating small disrespect. Correct it. Calmly. Immediately. Stop trying to be liked. Be authentic. Let approval take care of itself. Stop being distracted. Be present. Fully. Every time. This is not a performance. This is a practice. A daily discipline. Of watching your own signals. Of catching yourself before you leak your power. Of holding your center, even when the world tries to pull you off. Because status is not something you say, it is something you signal. Every second, every pause, every glance, every word, every silence. You are broadcasting your position, constantly. And the question is not, do I have status? The question is, what am I signaling right now? Most people focus on what to do and ignore what to stop. But the fastest path to authority is not adding more. It is removing the neediness, removing the over-explanation, removing the reactivity, removing the poor boundaries. Strip them away. And what remains is a person who does not try to be respected, the person who simply is. And that person walks into any room without needing to prove anything, because they have already removed every signal that says otherwise. And once you remove the wrong signals, respect stops being a struggle and starts becoming natural.